One win in our last 6 games for Arsenal, but is this game against Crystal Palace finally going to be the turning point for this Arsenal team? It definitely needs to be. If we are to get back on track, we can start to be considered again title contenders. This is where our form needs to get back on track. We're at home, although more recently that hasn't seemed to be a benefit for this Arsenal team. We've lost our last 2 outings at home, of course against West Ham, but as well against Liverpool in the Cup. And you definitely have to say that if our home form don't improve, then it's difficult to try and predict what this Arsenal team are going to do this season. Of course we want to be considered in the title race, but if we can't win home games and we're lacking away from home as well, you know, we're soon going to find ourselves in a top 4 race. And God forbid if this rut continues, we may even be fighting for a Europa League position. It's obviously not what any Arsenal fan wants, what any player wants. I'm sure what Mikel Arteta wants as well. So we need to make sure that we get back on track. And there's a couple of things we can do in this game to secure the 3 points, in my opinion. I'm going to go through those in this video, but let me know your suggestions in the comment section. What would you do differently in this game? How do you think we can get this Arsenal team playing again how they was early in the season, but also get back to a level that we was last season? Look, picking up points, of course, always starts with a strong defence. If you're strong defensively, then it's very simple. You're hard to break down. And I think that starts with a strong goalkeeper. So in my opinion, Aaron Ramsdale has to start this game. I've made a video about it, so I'm not going to go into the whole Aaron Ramsdale situation again, but I think Aaron Ramsdale needs to start this game. And at right back, Ben White, you would assume he's back now. We know he was carrying a knock, but it's been a long enough period of time now where you would hope that he's recovered from that knock. You know, he was playing with the knock, so the fact he's had a couple of weeks off, hopefully Ben White is back at a level now that will allow him again to start playing some of the football he has been for the past couple of seasons, because Ben White has been one of our more consistent players, and I hope we can get that version of Ben White back again. Centre-backs, Gabriel and Saliba. Look, this is probably the least problem area for Arsenal. I don't go into any game and wonder how Gabriel and Saliba are going to perform, because in my opinion, these two are the best centre-back partnership in the world. You know, you go into some games and you look at some positions and you think, oh, I don't know how them guys are going to perform today because they're up against a certain opponent and they might find it tricky. I never get that feeling with Gabriel and Saliba. I have total confidence in these two. And then we move on to left back, Zinchenko. And Zinchenko should be back available for this run of games now for Arsenal. And there was a period of time, probably a couple of weeks ago, where I was saying it's probably about time that Zinchenko has a spell on the sidelines, because he was making too many mistakes, giving the ball away in silly areas, but also not doing as well defensively as maybe I thought Kiwior could do. But we saw Kiwior come in, and maybe he does offer slightly more defensively, but we was definitely losing something in terms of attack. We saw Kiwior pushing up into that centre mid position like Zinchenko does, but he just didn't have the ability on the ball as a Zinchenko. So to have Zinchenko back available in that midfield position can help Arsenal's attacks going forward. So hopefully he's available for this game. I look forward to seeing how he gets on. And then you move into CDM, Declan Rice. And again, like Gabriel and Saliba, this is a position you look at and you just know you're going to get a level of performance from a player that is of the highest quality. Declan Rice is always one of the best players on the pitch for Arsenal. So as long as Declan Rice is on the pitch, that defensive midfield position for Arsenal should be looking okay. And then that leads you to the number 8 position. And this is where Arsenal have been lacking so much recently. We've had the return of Jorginho. And in my opinion, I would stick Jorginho in this game just because I think we need to balance out that midfield somehow. Playing them two attacking players in the centre of the park is not working. Thomas Partey is so close to being back for Arsenal, and when he does, of course, he's going to be dropping into that number 6 position, which will allow Declan Rice to play the number 8 position and get further forward. But for this game, I would probably play Jorginho in the 8 or the 6, and then it gives you Declan Rice to be able to use either in the 8 or the 6 as well. So Declan Rice and Jorginho, for me, in this game, is a more solid midfield at a time where Arsenal may be feeling the pressure, and you're putting in a player like Jorginho, who is a Champions League winner. You know, he's an older player, plenty of experience, and a player that will just give you that level-headedness needed at a time where maybe Arsenal players will be feeling the pressure for the first time in a long time. So Jorginho, and then of course Odegaard, Saka, Martinelli and Gabriel Jesus. And this is a game where them forward players have to produce. We've been saying it for the last few games. We need to start scoring goals. There's no if, buts or maybes about it. Arsenal cannot win games without scoring goals. So them Arsenal players, the forward attackers, need to start producing. Of course you can get some goals chipped in by some of the midfield players. Maybe on a corner you get help by some of the defenders. But the forward players have to be consistently scoring. They was last season, and there's no reason why they shouldn't be this season. season, Saka has had a fairly decent season. If you look at his numbers, he's our top scorer and he's assisted the most goals as well. Odegaard's got a few goals as well, but Martinelli and Jesus in particular, we've said it before and we'll say it again, they need to start getting a move on. I think Crystal Palace are a team that Arsenal can really get at. They've got some good wingers, but they like to play the ball wide sometimes as well. So I think there's going to be areas of the pitch that Arsenal can exploit centrally and really take advantage and push forward and score some goals. But we need to get the runners from midfield pushing forward so we can exploit that space, and we need to get our wingers, when they do get the ball, to cut inside and not just shoot from 30 yards out, but start linking up the play a little bit more and hopefully create some chances for Arsenal. But let me know your thoughts on everything you've heard in this video. I'd love to know your suggestions and your thoughts about the game, so let me know. Thanks so much to everyone for watching and listening. Do me a favour, just hit the like and subscribe button, and I'll speak to you all in tomorrow's video. Gooners, have a good day.